Sleep, the body's nightly parody of awakening. Parody, by definition, is an imitation with a twist. It looks like the real thing, but bent out of proportion, exaggerated, comic, or mocking. That's why sleep qualifies. Because every night, the body puts on its little Broadway show of awakening. Curtains close, curtains open, lights dim, lights rise. The body pretends to collapse into nothingness, only to spring back like a cheap vaudeville act the next morning, arms stretching, eyes blinking, as if resurrection just happened on cue. Sleep is the understudy of awakening, endlessly rehearsing a performance it never quite lands. The setup. Why sleep is a parody. Awakening, as spoken of in A Course in Miracles, is not about opening eyelids, but about opening the mind. Conflict is sleep, and peace awakening. Sleep collapses the body into unconsciousness. Awakening collapses illusions entirely. Sleep looks like death rehearsed in small doses, while awakening is life remembered without interruption. A Course in Miracles says, "You are at home in God, dreaming of exile but perfectly capable of awakening to reality." The punchline. What the body calls rest is the ego hitting the snooze button on truth. Sleep pretends to imitate awakening, but only exaggerates the illusion of cycles, rhythms, ups and downs, an endless rerun of a sitcom that never learns its own joke. Awakening, the original, not the knockoff. True awakening isn't parody. It's the original. It is not falling unconscious and re-emerging refreshed. It is the mind becoming conscious that it never left God. The Course says, pain is but sleep, joy is awakening. Sleep comes with groggy eyes and bedhead. Awakening comes with vision. Sleep resets the body's batteries. Awakening dissolves the need for batteries altogether. Accept the holy instant as this year is born, and take your place, so long left unfulfilled, in the great awakening. Sleep is a nightly rehearsal of resurrection. Awakening is the curtain call where the play ends and the lights come on in the theater. The parody stops when truth enters, because truth needs no exaggeration. Death, the body's final comedy routine. If sleep is the warm-up parody, death is the grand finale, the body's last desperate spoof. Death imitates awakening in an even more melodramatic way. Instead of lying down for 8 hours, it lies down for good. Instead of dreams that end with an alarm clock, it stages the eternal sleep, the ultimate gag where the body says, "This time I really mean it." All forms of sickness, even unto death, are physical expressions of the fear of awakening. Death is just another joke. It is the body's most exaggerated parody, pretending to be the final awakening when in fact it is nothing at all. It mocks life by pretending to cancel it, yet life remains untouched. Death is the closing skit in the ego's variety show, full of fake solemnity, hushed tones and black clothing. Pure theater. The flip. Why both sleep and death fail as parodies. Parodies only land when they point to something real. Sleep and death try to mimic awakening, but awakening is not of the body at all. The parody fails because the body has no real awakening to imitate. By your awakening to it, you are merely forgetting what you are not. Awakening is the recognition that there was nothing to wake from because the dream itself was never true. When they are brought together and perceived where they are, the choice between them is nothing more than a gentle awakening, and as simple as opening your eyes to daylight when you have no more need of sleep. Sleep tries nightly. Death tries once. Both slip on the same banana peel. Neither reaches the stage of true awakening because the real show was never physical to begin with. Sleep is the body's nightly parody of awakening. A comic rehearsal of death and resurrection that exaggerates cycles without ever touching truth. Death is the body's last parody. A solemn imitation of leaving the stage, played with heavy makeup and poor lighting. But awakening, the real awakening, is not parody at all. It is the laugh track switched off, the house lights up, and the calm recognition that the show was never real. Submitted for your approval. A world where sleep mimics salvation and death counterfeits release. Where the body plays at awakening the way shadows play at being men. But somewhere beyond the curtains of eyelids and the pall of graves, a light is already on. Not the sun of morning, nor the dim lamps of morning, but the quiet certainty of a mind that remembers home. When that light is recognized, the parodies end, and the dreamer does what dreamers do when they finally get the joke. He wakes from the twilight zone,